God gave me a soul, and then all these books about science and religion gave me the wrong key to get in it. I have a book. Open it. The rest is up to you. Hi, I'm Ricky Cox, and welcome to our home. The poet William Blake wrote, "Love seeketh not itself to please, nor for itself hath any care. Before another giveth ease, and builds a heaven in hell's despair." I'd like to talk with you a moment about my book, The Next Awakening, and about building that heaven amidst despair. I believe that is our purpose for being here on earth. I believe that we are here to manifest heaven while we're alive. Now, if you wanted to speak in biblical sounding terms, you could refer to this as "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." I've heard that recited as the Lord's Prayer since I was a small child, but I was in my 40-somethings before I really understood what it meant. But this heaven, this manifestation, is something we have to build from the inside. We like to build things on the outside, and that's part of the problem with science and religion. They reduce things to material. In the case of science, everything is material. Everything is particles, atoms, all built on top of each other, and that's how we as human beings are defined. Furthermore, they tell us that our only purpose in being here is to perpetuate our DNA for the next generation and then die. Religion, on the other hand, doesn't deal with literally material things to build. but they function as material. I'm talking about reward, punishment, heaven, and for the kingdom, our proper or improper approach to a king out there somewhere who's patterned after actual kings who move things around within their kingdom by an outstretched hand. If I could convince people of just one thing with this book, a few people convinced of one thing, it would be worth all my effort. And that is, you were not born sinful. You were not born deficient, not lacking in any way whatsoever. There is no outside forgiveness somewhere to be asked for, nothing to seek. You don't have to bridge a gap, connect with something that's outside yourself in order to connect with God or to commune with God. The gift of the divine is in you. It's been there since before you were even born.
What purpose, gentleman? Taylor 51, arise.
Point of personal privilege.
Gentlemen, been agreed?
Yes, sir.
State your grievance. Grievance.
Mr. Speaker, I wish that I were not aggrieved, and I wish that I didn't take matters to heart the way that I do. Now, Mr. Speaker, if that's a policy, it's one that strikes me and my constituents as boneheaded and inconsistent. He cannot be on the Education Committee because he homeschools his kids. And that was a pretty sad day for me, Mr. Speaker, and I think it was a sad day for the state of Kentucky. It was a day when majority leadership decided that too radical is the idea of a parent putting their child first in their life, giving them a front seat in their priorities. Too radical is the idea of one parent sacrificing a public job to be in the home and overseeing the educational and social development of their child. And too radical is the idea that up until not too long ago was the cornerstone of American education and culture. The idea that the unchallenged, undisputed, and unassailed authority and guardian over the raising of the child is the parent and not the state. So I need to have an answer. I'd like to know, I need to know if where I send my kids to school limits my capacity to serve in this house. And this might be a question that the press could take up with majority leadership to find an answer. And they probably could, because we know the press, majority leadership, speak the same language. You might say they toot to the same horn. But at any rate, Mr. Speaker, the success story of the homeschool and the Christian school movement is going to get out. And my own personal message will get out. It'll get out if it has to go around majority leadership, if it has to go above them, if it has to go through them. And the only question remaining, the only question Mr. Speaker, is what will majority leadership look like when that message arrives? Thank you.
For what purpose, gentlemen from Madison 81, arise?